Hi everybody and welcome to Off the Cuff Healthy Cooking with Craig Mitchell. This week I made a sharp left turn. Right. I did a 360. No wait, that leads you back to exactly where you were. I did a 180. Whatever, I changed my mind. About 2 days ago I was planning on making a sumptuous entree today. And I will down the line, I promise. But instead, on the internet, I saw a picture. This picture. Oh, look at that. Is there anything sexier than one of those big, hot, salty pretzels? Oh my gosh. When I was a kid, look at that. That's a lucky kid. When I was a kid, I remember being in a big department store with my parents, and they would buy me one of those big pretzels. Usually it was to shut me up, and it worked. Oh, I loved it. In Philadelphia, they dip it in mustard. That is so good. And I enjoyed it for years. And then I became a type 2 diabetic, and I had to say goodbye to anything that was that heavy in carbs. And it made me angry. It was a disappointment. Anyway, I saw that picture. That picture, yeah. And I decided, hey, why not make a low-carb, homemade, soft pretzel in the air fryer? So here we go, an air-fried, low-carb, soft pretzel. Oh boy! I can't wait. Here are the ingredients for my low-carb soft pretzel. 1/2 cup all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup almond flour, 1 full cup of drained low-fat Greek yogurt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of table salt. This goes into the mix. Outside the mix, this is some coarse sea salt that you're going to sprinkle on top of the pretzels. And also for dipping, some yellow mustard. I ran out of vessels. Truth be known, pretzels are kind of a trigger food for me. Most snack foods are. And I have to admit, over the course of my life, I've had considerable trouble with pretzels. Yeah, that's a lot of trouble. Fortunately, I had no such trouble with condiments. Didn't remember that. Anyway, what I did with this recipe is, if you remember last year, I made low-carb, air-fried bagels. I kind of took that recipe and I turned it around to make the pretzels. We're going to combine these ingredients into the bowl. In goes the all-purpose flour. In goes the almond flour. There's the baking powder. Actually, that was the salt. This is the baking powder. Here comes the yogurt. So now we're going to mix it together, but the yogurt makes it quite sticky, and it will stick to my little spatula. So I actually came up with a solution. Non-stick spray. I'm a genius. It'll still stick a little bit, but not as much. Oh boy, my mom sure raised a smart kid. One thing though, if you're gonna do that, be careful of the floor. My floor is very sticky and very slippery now. Like I said, it's gonna stick a little. Make sure it's really mixed well. And when you get to the end of this, I've done it many ways. You got to get in here with your hands, and you got to mold this into a ball. That will be the next challenge. I never thought, how am I going to stop this dough from sticking to my hands? Yeah. Ooh. I'm okay, I swear. I'm alright. Yeah, it's very sticky. Well, we're going to have to do this the way we did the bagel. We're going to have to use a little bit of flour on this board in order to roll it into a nice firm ball. So we're just going to take a little bit of flour and dust the board with it. This is so when we roll it, it doesn't stick. Here's our dough ball. It's going to pick up a little extra flour, but it should be inconsequential as far as calories go. At least that's the story I'm going with. Hey, I'm handheld. Yeah, now that it's we have our dough ball, we're going to weigh it. Yeah, we want to make sure that we're going to cut this into 3 pretzels that are going to be approximately the same exact size as far as ounces goes, so each pretzel is uniform. I just love a pretzel in uniform. Here is our dough. Now I plan to make 3 4-ounce pretzels. Let's see how I did. 12.2. Yep, 3 4-ounce pretzels. Now that was the easy part. The hard part is going to be to cut this and make it even. I might have to do some cheating and some pulling and so I'm going to try to make this a little bit flat. Bad dough. Bad dough. So I'm going to try to do in thirds. So that looks like a third. And that looks like a third. And I'm going to, this looks a little light. I'm going to weigh and adjust. Okay, so I added and subtracted from all 3 of my balls here. And now they're all 4 ounces each, which is perfect. And now we're going to roll them into, into a string. So we can then twist them into a pretzel. This is almost exactly the way I make my bagels, only not with these ingredients, and certainly not with this intent. There we go. That's perfect size for one. If when you're rolling this, if it starts sticking to your surface, add a little bit, like a pinch more flour. That will take care of it. Trust me. There we have them. That's our pretzels. Now we're going to twist them into pretzel shape. And basically, if you want to see a close-up of it, it's really easy. You just do that. There you go. Yeah, I did forget something earlier. Sorry. You need 2 egg whites. Because what we do is we take the egg white and we spread it over the pretzel, then we put the salt on it. So these are important. I've pre-sprayed my air fryer basket over the sink. I'm tired of falling down. And I'm going to put the pretzels in here first before I spread the egg yolk. Not the egg yolk, the egg white, sorry. So this is how I do it. There's one in there. I use a spatula because I don't want to screw it up, and you may have to reshape them when you put them in. So I have them in here, and now I spread very liberally with the egg white on top of the pretzel, and we sprinkle liberally or to your taste with the coarse sea salt. And of course they actually have other salt. I think they have specific salt for pretzels. I couldn't find it. That's what they look like. Now we're going to air fry it for 13 minutes at 330 degrees. Okay, we have pretzels. I've resisted the temptation to look. I wanted it to be a surprise. Oh, wow! Just wow. And the finished product. Well, I had a craving, and I've sated it. Air fried, low carb, soft pretzels. Look at these little suckers. Yeah, they're not as big as the picture I showed you earlier, but I didn't expect them to be. But they're each gonna be tasty and delicious. I have tasted this recipe before, but not quite this way. I'll explain. Since this is my own recipe, I did try it out. And at first I did all almond flour, and it didn't work out. The dough wouldn't stick together. It was too sticky. It was a disaster. So that's why I decided to go half and half. So this is the first time I've made it fully with half and half from scratch, and I can't be happier with these results. And live on camera, or digitally taped on camera, I'm going to taste one now. This one looks good. Yes, first plain, then with mustard. Yeah, mustard, another mortal enemy. Anyway, here we go. Oh my God. crunchy and salty on the outside, gooey and soft on the inside. Oh man, I gotta try some mustard. Mustard. This is a great treat, and it's kind of guilt-free too, because you're not killing yourself with carbs. Low-carb pretzels. Didn't think they were possible until 2 days ago. Now they are. 2 weeks after this episode debuts, I'll be back with another episode, and you never know what I'll come up with. Right now, I've got to clean the kitchen floor, or my roommate's going to fall and break his neck.
Hey, Craig, you want anything from the kitchen? Whoa, hey!